Hey, you're good enough for Detroit, Jay.
But he can't bear what comes with
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Here comes that pressure. Mayfield in the middle. It's intercepted. It's Derek Barnes. Seattle's got to make a stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card? And a second. Here's a little trickery. St. Brown back to Goff. Lee Flicker's got Laporta wide open. Sam Laporta foot race towards the end zone. Diving touchdown. Unreal. 52 for the win. It is just good. Just inside the upright. Jake Bates, hometown hero. And the Lions have come all the way back. Here comes the heat. It's Hutchinson again. Number 3, the hat trick for Aiden Hutchinson.
Blocked there by Zylstra. It's caught by Jamison Williams. There he goes. Foot race with Miller. Foot race with Savage. That is 6 for number 9.
Just like the white ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh. Just like the white ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh.
Welcome everybody to the live emergency podcast episode. I am Malcolm and I'm with my guy Tyler, man. Tyler, what the hell is going on, man? This is Martin Luther King Day. I wasn't expecting the Lions to ruin my holiday. I'm here, celebrating Dr. King's holiday and Dr. King's birthday, and now the Lions are ruining my day, man. What is going on, man? Why?
Yeah, well, let's, I guess, first address why the sirens are going off. The Lions have officially hired their new offensive coordinator, and they have elected to go with Drew Petzing, who has spent the last 3 seasons as the Arizona Cardinals offensive coordinator. So, okay, where do we tackle this at first? Because I'm kind of like Malcolm. I didn't necessarily think there would be an offensive coordinator hiring today. I didn't even know there would be one this week, honestly. I thought they were going to, take their time and, address the other situation. But the Lions have elected to cut to the chase, hire their offensive coordinator, and they are going with Drew Petzing of the Arizona Cardinals. So, Malcolm, I guess the landscape right here. Initial thoughts. This is as initial as it gets. The move happened about probably 30 minutes ago now. The Lions are like to go with Drew Petzing. Outside of using animations, how would you express your feelings right now?
This is not Mike McDaniels. This is not Mike McDaniels, man. And my initial reaction, just like everybody else, Mike McDaniels better be a head coach.
Yeah.
He better be a head coach. This hire, initially I was just like, yo, I couldn't even think of the guy. I forgot that he even exists. That's how he kind of irrelevant. He's been in the league. Former Cleveland Browns QB coach, didn't do great there. The positives with him, you talk about 2024, what he's able to do with that running game. I think they averaged 5 yards per carry. With the Cardinals, I don't know, man. This job is so important that you can't mess this up, because if you mess this up, this is the season for us. So I'm not a fan of the hire, man. I think you should have went out, got the best guy for the job, the best hire out there. And I don't think they did that. I think they just saw him, felt comfortable with them, and just hired him.
This is what I'll say about it. Drew Petzing could either be a home run hire or a strikeout hire. This could go one or two ways. This could go very well or go very, very bad. Now, if Drew Petzing is very good, we'll all look back at this. We'll laugh at it. We'll have a good time about it, right? And saying we'll be thrilled with the hire of Drew Petzing, right? But if this does not work out, and a lot of the fan base is not on board with this as the time being right now, and this doesn't work out. And why am I looking at your wall right now? Oh, you're moving your camera on. Okay. Sorry. If Drew Petzing does not work out, this will officially become a problem of Dan Campbell being able to find offensive coordinator, because I'm on a 3-strike policy right now. Strike one was Anthony Lynn. That was a complete flop.
That was a flop.
Yep. Okay. And then you looked in, you promote Ben Johnson. He comes your offensive coordinator for the next couple of years. He was phenomenal. Great. He gets head coaching job in Chicago. Fine. You go in after the year after Ben Johnson leaves. You don't have a real offensive coordinator search, in my opinion. You go out there and hire your buddy Johnny Morton. Johnny Morton is a complete flop. Gets his role removed by the bye week. And he is no longer the offensive coordinator on this team, or he's not even part of the football team at all anymore, right? Dan Campbell better be damn confident about this one, man. He better be damn confident that Drew Petzing is going to be the guy to get this offense back clicking, because the Lions have a window right now. When you have this much talent in the building right now, you have to maximize that talent. And right now I'm looking at it on January 19th. I just don't feel like we're maximizing this talent with the group of guys that we had out there. I feel like this job, this offensive coordinator job, should be one of the most attractive jobs in the NFL. It should be more attractive than some certain head coaching jobs right now, because with all the offensive dynamic players that you have on this team. And I'm just not confident. I can't say right now on January 19th that I am 100% confident that I believe that Drew Petzing is going to fix the Detroit Lions offense and get them back on track to be that track unit that they have been the past couple seasons. Now, could it happen? Absolutely could happen. I mean, he's, like you mentioned, in Arizona, he's had some good running games in his past before, and that's with less talent that he's had here. So maybe you bring him here with some more talent. Maybe you could unlock that. But nobody here could confidently say that on January 19th that you feel 100% confident that they are going to do that. And I'll be honest, whoever they hired, you can't say they're going to be 100% confident, because you have to see how it's going to work on the field. But damn it, if they went out there and hired a different coordinator with a better resume, we would be here a lot more optimistic than a complete wait and see. Because like you mentioned with Drew Petzing, he's a young guy. I'll give him the benefit out there, but the resume is not pretty. Well, I mean, this is not a pretty resume we're looking at right now. The past 3 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. Did anyone go to the Arizona Cardinals office and say, damn, I want that guy? Who the hell has ever said that? No one has ever said that about the Arizona Cardinals in the past 3 seasons. I look at the Arizona Cardinals office and say, I want that guy. I have never thought that. I've never had a thought process of that. If you tell me Mike McDaniel, yes, I've looked at Mike McDaniel and said, I would love that guy to be my offensive coordinator. You tell me Mike Kafka, I say, okay, I watched that game versus Detroit. He got creative. He got Jameis Winston the ball to go get a touchdown. And, he did some creative plays to catch the Detroit Lions defense off guard. I'll say, okay, I'll be intrigued there. Will I say it's a home run hire? No. But would I be intrigued? Yes. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Drew Petzing, there's not much intrigue right now. And it's not to say that this is going to be a flop, but Dan Campbell is putting his cojones on the line right here, man. You better be damn confident that this guy is going to get your team back on track, your offense back on track. When you have this many dynamic players, you better be damn confident. And I don't know, man. I just feel like when you have this selling job of an offense, you look at guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, you look at guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, you look at guys like James Williams, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff. You look at all these high dynamic players. I just feel like you could sell other guys on this job that's better than Drew Petzing, and that's just me. I might be wrong here, but I just feel like they could have got a better guy for this gig.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Petzing wasn't even on my list. He wasn't even in my thought process of being hired. When did they interview this guy? When did the interview even happen?
I have no idea. I didn't even know he was a candidate.
Nobody. I mean, I don't think anybody. This probably shocked a lot of people.
Yeah,
they probably shocked a lot of people. I'm not a fan of this hire at all, man. And I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about this hire. Because, like you said, the track record hasn't been good. He was a Cleveland Browns QB coach, and Cleveland Browns haven't had a good QB since probably the 60s. Like, he did nothing in Cleveland. yes, he had some success with the Arizona Cardinals, but
He was
I don't
part of
know,
Mike
man.
He was part of Mike Zimmer's staff previous of that as well. Not a high
do you
role,
think-
but offensive assistant and assistant receivers coach there.
Do you think maybe Jared Goff had an input on this? Like, do you think Jared Goff was a big say-so on who they should hire, or?
I like to think that Dan and the staff brought him in, right? That they want someone that's going to complement Goff and have a good rapport with him. So I like to believe that Jared Goff was part of the conversation on who the next offensive coordinator is going to be.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just think it's you looking at the Cardinals when they were healthy and they had Kyler Murray, and we say their running game was top 5, but it's a different type of weapon, and it's different when you're playing defense. You're thinking about containing the run and containing Kyler. It's different here because you're just trying to contain a run. You're not worried about Jared Goff's legs.
Right.
Man, I don't like this hire, man.
It's
I don't
not
like this hire.
sexy.
I don't like this hire. And I'm not even go bold, man. I think I'm gonna put it out and say it, man. Dan Campbell's gonna be calling plays by week 10.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
That's just my bold prediction right now. I think Dan Campbell's gonna be calling plays by week 10. They should have went out and got the best guy. They should have went out and got the best guy. There's no way in hell they think. There's no way in hell they think he's the best play caller that's available. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell they think available. He is the best play caller, the best offensive mind. There's no way.
They have to though. Why would you hire him then if that's the case?
I don't know. Same way you hired.
I mean, let's just call what it is. I mean, maybe Dan Campbell is not the best evaluator when it comes to coordinators. I mean, he's not batting 1,000 right now. He's batting lower than he's hitting better, if that makes sense, right? Like he hasn't had the best track record of hiring coordinators. Let's just call it what it is. He flopped on Moore and he flopped on Anthony Lynn.
He did.
Aaron Glenn, I think, was a fine hire at DC. And then, the jury's still out on his defensive coordinator, too, where they hired to replace Aaron Glenn, Calvin Shepard.
I think what it is, I think it's because Jared Goff is a unique quarterback, man. And I think, it has to mesh. They have to be on the same page in order to work. Like, when Jared Goff had Ben Johnson, that was a complete marriage that worked. Johnny Morton, not so much. Fucking Anthony Lynn, definitely not. That offense looked terrible under Anthony Lynn.
One thing I'll give to Anthony Lynn is that offense was really bad, like personnel wise. Like, yeah, much.
It was,
but yeah, he didn't get the most out of it, right? Whatever. But so I'm not going to defend it, but like it's different from when we compare Johnny Moe and I think Anthony Lynn, just because the team was completely different, 2 completely different phases of Lions football.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling comfortable about this hire. I don't like it. If I had to grade it, this is like a D minus, D minus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think many people are going to be thrilled about this. I've already read some comments. I've already read some tweets. I know people are not thrilled about it. And I'm not going to act like I'm going to come on here and sell you guys on this because I'm not myself. I'm not thrilled about the hire, right?
No.
We'll see what happens when, we actually hit the field and, preseason and training camp in August. Because that's, in reality, I mean, the talk is talk, right? Yeah. We could talk about it all day. We could say it's bad. We could say it's good. Whoever they went out there and got, even if it was Mike McDaniel, we'd be probably very hyped up right now, right?
Very hyped up.
The end of the day is we have to see how it actually looks on the football field because that's what really matters at the end of the day. And we'll see. We're going to have eyes on it now, for sure. We're going to have a lot more eyes on it. We're not super confident going into it. But damn it, Dan Campbell better be right about this one, man. He better be right about this one because if you go 1 for 3 or 1 for 4 on your offensive coordinator hunt, that's not a good percentage. That's 25% on a hit rate right there. So he's got to be confident about this one, man.
Yeah, I mean, but for me though, man, I think like for example, Mike McDaniels, look at his resume and look what he has done, especially with the quarterbacks he worked with. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, he made Jimmy Garoppolo look great. He had Tua Tagovailoa throw 70-point games. Tua. Yeah. So that's the excitement with Mike McDaniels. We're like, okay, Well, Mike McDaniel's coming here. It's going to be an explosive offense. He's very creative, and we know what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, I there's no secret. I think 99.99% of the fan base wanted Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator, right? I don't think there's any secret of that.
He has to be getting a head coach job. He has to because
That's where I'm kind of leaning right now, because if he doesn't get a head coaching gig, I think it should put more fuel for Lions fans to be pissed off.
No, if he does it, we're making a part 2 of this pod. We're making a part 2.
See, because right now we don't know. You know, there is I think 7 more vacancies, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, the Falcons' job got taken with Stefanski, and then Giants got taken by John Harbaugh. So I think there's 7 more, if I'm not mistaken, because the Bills one just opened up today.
6, but he got to minus the Dolphins. He's not going back to Miami.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so 6 more vacancies for Mike McDaniel potentially. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. But if he takes another offensive coordinator gig, I think Lions fans are gonna be pissed. Like, if you see within the next week or so, you see him taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers OC job, I'm gonna be frustrated with that. You know, just because I know Tampa is a appealing job as well. I understand that they have playmakers like we do as well. They have a good quarterback like Baker Mayfield, kind of like we do with Jared Goff. So I understand the appeal there, but I mean, Dan Campbell has got to do a better sell at that point too, to say that look what Ben Johnson did for us, right? Like he was able to be my offensive coordinator for this many years, and he even sat back out of a couple cycles because he was so confident in our offense that he can go out there and land whatever job he wanted. And that's what Ben did. And that's got to be Dan's selling point for this offensive coordinator gig. You're not a sloppy Joe offensive coordinator gig. This is not the old Lions where you're just hiring somebody and just see what could happen. This is one of the most appealing jobs in the NFL. It really is. I mean, I think it is better than some head coaching spots at this current moment right now. This Lions offensive coordinator gig, and I'm not trying to be biased, I truly believe it is one of the best gigs in the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
For the short term and the long term. It's one of the best gigs, especially if you want to be elevated to a head coach in the future. So that's got to be Dan Campbell's selling point. Is we're not going to just settle for guys. And I feel like last year he settled for Johnny Morton. And I will, to his credit, this year I feel like he gave more effort to the offensive coordinator gig. He interviewed guys from everywhere within if he had a history with them or not. So I will give him that. But I really do. I think we pretty much saw almost, I feel like, a rumor almost every other day is that the Lions were interviewing this guy or they're interested in this guy, right? So I feel like he took it more serious this year than last year. But again, I don't know, man. He better be right about Drew Petzing, because this is not going to be one that no one's going to be thrilled about until we see results on the field.
Another person I'm going to be really upset about if they get an OC job, and this is a guy we didn't even get a look at because he just got let go yesterday, and that's Joe Brady. Today. Joe Brady. Joe Brady's available. And for them to not even take a look at him, not even an interview, and just to make this hire immediately before even bringing Joe Brady in. Joe Brady did it. I mean, I know Joe Brady is getting some head coaching looks as well, but there's no guarantee Joe Brady gets a head coaching job. And you could have brought him in and interviewed him just like you did everybody else. So this is another one. If Joe Brady takes an OC job somewhere else, I'm gonna be pissed. They didn't fully do their due diligence on everybody. They just immediately saw him. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think all those interviews were BS, man. I think they knew who they wanted. They probably had their eyes on this guy the whole time. Because come on, man, this came out of nowhere. This came out of nowhere.
The reason why I don't think it's BS and they actually did their due diligence is because there's not a previous history with Dan Campbell and Drew Petzing. This is not going back to the the Bill Parcells days or the Sean Payton days. Like, this guy really was an outside hire. Dan Campbell and Petzing have zero connection whatsoever. I mean, the only connection we have with Drew Petzing and Lions is that he was Ben Johnson's groomsman back at his wedding. And I guess they worked together at Boston College way back in the day, right? A long time ago. So that's like the only connection that we really have somewhat from Detroit and Drew Petzing. So that's why I think it is a little different from these previous ones, right? Like last year, DC, I feel like he kind of was confident Shep was going to be his guy. He just promoted him within. I feel like he didn't even really do a big DC search there. And then the OC search didn't really feel like it was a big search either. I feel like he was just very confident with Johnny Morton because he was here in the past, and then he could bring him back and it would be a smooth transition. Obviously, he was wrong there, and that was not the case. But this year it did feel a little more, there was more effort in that he was willing to go more outside the box than he has had in the past. I will say that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any positive. I don't have nothing positive about this hire right now, man. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to sell you guys on it. Like I said, I don't think there's much to sell on it. I am just kind of more wait and see at this point. I want to see how it looks on the field before I absolutely freak out, because I don't think I should have a freak out on January 19th with the guy they hired. I got to see how it looks first before, I say some bold words right now, because I just can't do that right now. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's honest. So I'm going to be in wait and see. But I have caution. I am not confident in the move, but I'm in wait and see how this looks before there's a total freak out.
Same here. Shoot. Do you have anything else, man?
Mike McDaniel better be head coach. Joe Brady is an interesting one. I'm curious to see where he lands.
That's the one that's pissing me off the most right now, because of the whole Joe Brady situation. I think Joe Brady's a phenomenal OC, and we brought him in. It would have brought excitement in Detroit. It would have been excitement. There would have been some excitement in Detroit with Joe Brady. There's no excitement about this guy.
There's no excitement. This is, like I said, this is not a sexy hire. This is I think a very boomer bust signing. Honestly, I really truly believe that. I don't think this could go like whatever. I think this is going to be either very good or very bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
and we said it to ourselves. I will say, we didn't necessarily say it on the air, but we've said it talking within each other and group messages and whatnot, that I think we both agree with me, and maybe you can correct me if you don't believe this, but this was not a great cycle of coordinators. There was not many names out there that I was necessarily thrilled with when I first saw their names out there, right? Outside of Mike McDaniel, outside of Joe Brady this morning, there was no one else where I felt like there was a home run hire. Like when they interviewed David Blau, I'm like, that could be interesting, but he has no experience as a coordinator.
Yeah, you can't take
and Mike Kafka too is like, okay, he's done some good things in New York, but it wasn't necessarily sexy if they went that way. Zach Robinson, not a necessarily great offense in Atlanta. Like, he didn't get the best out of him there, but had some history with Jared Goff in LA. Like, there's some stuff there. So I will say, like, outside of Mike McDaniel and potentially Joe Brady, I just don't feel like there was going to be many guys that Lions fans were going to be thrilled with if they didn't go get one of those two guys.
I mean, yeah, and to be honest with you, those guys that you mentioned weren't sexy names, but all of them are better than Drew Petzing. All of them are better. Their names are sexier than Drew Petzing.
I agree with you there. I do agree with you.
I would say this hire just came out of nowhere, man. And I'm gonna there's somebody in the comments said that is a Cardinals fan. They did say that they're a Cardinals fan. Hey, what's your thoughts on the OC? And then this was his immediate reaction.
Follow-up.
This was his follow-up comment. Because as a
Cardinals
fan,
he was
terrible.
Yeah. Like I said, man.
Right now, man, I don't know what to feel.
I was gonna say that. I mean, there's not many teams that look around watching, if you did watch Cardinals football, and say, "Hey, man, look at that explosive offense in Arizona. Who is that guy calling plays?" I don't think anybody's ever uttered those words in their life.
No. And the thing with this offense, the Lions offense, and the reason why we were so successful with Ben Johnson, because he was so creative, man. Ben Johnson was so creative, and he won us a lot of those games. A lot of people they want to forget about it because he's on the Bears. I get it. He's on the Bears. He's a rival. I get it. Ben Johnson won us a lot of those games. Think about how many fourth down plays we ran and converted it by doing some trickery shit. That's Ben Johnson. The Penei Sewell catching the ball for the first down and then icing the game. All that shit, all that creative shit with Ben Johnson. This team needs that creative offense. We need that creative style back. Drew Petzing is not that guy. I mean, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch a ton. I'm going to try to analyze the hell out of his offense to see if I see any creativity, any mirror plays. Are we going to run one formation maybe 5 times at a team? And then when a team, we line back up in that formation, you're like, oh, they're going to run that play again. Nope, something completely different. and they're gonna go to alignment or some shit like that, some creative shit. Are we gonna see that from Drew Petzing? Because I think that the Lions, for them to be successful, need to go back to that. That's what got us there. That's what made us successful.
Yeah,
And I don't see that from him.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. And I just feel like it's even harder to evaluate Drew Petzing in his time in Arizona, just because kind of like you mentioned, like two completely different style quarterbacks, right? Kyler Murray and Jared Goff are two completely different style quarterbacks. I mean, Jared Goff, one is like 6'4", and Kyler Murray is like 5'10". Speed element is completely different. Kyler could escape the pocket and go run, right? And that's where I'm a little hesitant as well, too, right? Because I would love to see a guy that could be a perfect fit for Jared Goff, right? A guy that has had a pocket style quarterback like Jared Goff, and then has some success in the league, and then go out there and be able to go elevate that guy, kind of like Mike McDaniel. Tua was kind of similar to Jared Goff to that extent, not a great runner, more of a pocket quarterback. Obviously, if there was lefty, but that's not a big deal in reality, right? That's why I think the McDaniel fit made so much sense here with Detroit, because he's kind of perfected that, right? You mentioned with Jimmy G and his pass with San Francisco, kind of similar to Goff to a little bit. Maybe, Goff has more talent, but you know what I'm saying? Like the similar style of quarterback. So you feel confident there. With Petzing, there's just not much there. Like, there's not much similarity there. There's not much comparable. This kind of feels like, to me, a little bit, maybe I'll have to do some more digging on my end, but just kind of comparing, because Arizona tenured, this just feels like a new task for him, right? Yeah. This feels like a new task for him because he just hasn't had that style of quarterback. And maybe you want to go back and say last year when Kyler went out, he had Jacoby Brissett. But when he had Jacoby Brissett, it wasn't all sunshine and flowers there either. And again, not a great talent there. But I don't know, man. It just feels like it is a weird fit. I never really considered Drew Petzing to be a legitimate offensive coordinator for this cycle for the Lions. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, being a good fit is important. And we're looking at the Arizona Cardinals. You're asking yourself, how much time is Kyler Murray on the center? I mean, he's only 4'11". I mean, I'm pretty sure he's in shotgun 80% of the goddamn plays.
4'11". Come on, man.
I mean, okay, my bad. 5'2". Whatever he is, he's not under center a lot. He's not under center.
Do you know how short 5'2" is?
Yes, I do, and I've probably seen Kyler Murray walk before. Seen him. He's around.
I'm a short guy, and I tell we're 5'2".
Listen, man, you know what I'm trying to say, man. How much is he under center? It's not hard running that offense and getting 5 yards per carry. RPO, bootleg. I mean, it's not hard running like Arizona Cardinals offense when you have a quarterback like that. RPO. Bootleg. You're just right there. You just average 5 yards per carry.
Yeah, it is a different style offense.
It's a difference. We're not running RPO here. Jared, we're on a bootleg. I mean, have you seen Jared Goff throw a bootleg? Like his passes are already wobbly.
Yeah.
Now Jared Goff on the run. I mean, he did throw some good passes the last game against the Bears. I get that on the go, but that's not gonna happen all the time. Jared Goff is not a good quarterback throwing on the go.
Maybe Petzing is more fitted for a Jared Goff quarterback, because when we're looking at the Arizona tenure, it's not like it was necessarily pretty.
No.
Well, so maybe the style correlates more with a guy like Jared Goff than a guy like Kyler Murray for a guy like Drew Petzing.
No, he hasn't showed it.
Here's a Cardinals fan right here. Same guy. Here's a comment that he had about when Jacoby Brissett was a quarterback, because I feel like that's a more similar comp to Goff than Kyler Murray. So He wasn't horrible with Jacoby, but if you do watch the games from Arizona this season, the only reason Trey and Michael Wilson were good was because they were in garbage time most of the time. And I do agree with that.
You said that before this pod. You told me, yeah, they average what? I think they were like 11th in passing, but
they just go down so early in games, and then they're just passing the whole time. I think Jacoby Brissett either tied or broke the record for most passes or most completed passes in a game in NFL history. He completed like 47 or 48 passes in a game or something crazy like that this year. But just because they threw the ball every single play, because they were going down 21-0 by the first quarter.
Yeah, they were ranked 31st in the rushing, so that just shows.
Well, they had to abandon it.
They had to abandon the running game, and they just had to just pass.
That's why I don't think it's fair to look at this season. You got to look at more in 2024 and 2023.
Yeah, that's the only way you could kind of evaluate them. They're looking at the years before this year.
Because
And
this
who
year
did
was
the
a
year
complete waste
before?
year.
Like I said, he had Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray, he's not under center.
Yeah. Like I said, I am not trying to sell you on this. I'm trying to cope more than anything and trying to find something to be a little positive about. But I don't know. I mean, the one thing I will say, at least it's not Arthur Smith. I would have been more pissed if it was Arthur Smith.
Whew. Yeah, that would be bad. I
we
mean,
dodged that-
this is
we
bad.
dodged that
but
bullet.
That would have been really. That would have been a whole nother conversation.
That one I would be livid on January 19th. If they went Arthur Smith, I would have been livid on January 19th.
That would have been a whole different conversation, man. This conversation is a lot of uncertainty. You know, we just don't. And you shouldn't have that because I think this team is ready to compete. I think
agree.
they're just missing a great play caller, and that's the difference between last year and this year. I mean, last year we had Dan Campbell calling plays, and that's what. And we had, I mean, call it what it is. If Ben Johnson with our OC last year will be probably in the NFC Championship game this year, and with that roster.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think because you gotta look how bad the offense was. Like there was some games where like, yo, we didn't score, we didn't move, we didn't do shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You never seen that with a Ben Johnson offense. When he was with us, with the Bears, yes, but not with us. There's too many weapons here, and he's creative. And he gets shit done here. But the offense last year wasn't good. And then the second half of the year, the defense was another story. But I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable about this hire. It just is what it is, man.
I don't love being uncertain about both our coordinators going to 2026. And that's how I feel right now. I mean, unless Shep magically lands this job in Miami, I think that was a Rooney Rule hire or a Rooney Rule interview, if anything. I don't think he was a legitimate candidate. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe he lands the job. I would be stunned. But I'm banking on Calvin Shepard to be our DC next year or this upcoming season. And at this current moment right now, I have some uncertainty about both our coordinators. And like you said, that's not a great feeling when you're trying to compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Like I said, I'm not in total freak out. I'm not in total blow this whole thing up. I'm in wait and see, and I'll evaluate when I see the season comes, because I think that's the honest reaction I should give you guys. You know, I could give you guys something where I'm throwing stuff around and I'm pissed off, and that would probably be better for views. But that's not my honest reaction right now. My honest reaction is I am in wait and see. I don't love it. I'm not gonna say I hate it, but I don't love it. I just have to see how it looks. You know, I will have a better answer for you guys in October or in November or in December, you know, somewhere around that time. I will have a better answer. But if this does go wrong, we're going to look back on this day right here and say, remember how uncertain we were about Drew Petzing? We're going to look back on this day. If this doesn't work out, we're going to look back on this day. But I'm going to think optimistic here. And I'm going to say, hey, man, remember when we were kind of like hesitant about Drew Petzing and we're laughing. That's what my hope is. And that's where I'm going to hope we're going to go with. And Drew Petzing could be the truth. Ben Johnson's groomsman. You know, come on, man. You like Ben? It's his groomsman. It's his boy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. If he didn't have that,
what if Ben Johnson? What do you think? Dan called Ben and say, "Hey, what's your thoughts on Drew Petzing?" And then Ben's just hyping him up, and he just knows he's hot ass. Yeah, my boy Drew.
You know what sad it is? I want to be shocked if that was fucking true, man. I want to be shocked if that one bit that was true.
Hire him, Dan. He deserves a job in Detroit, man.
Hung up, like, yeah, I'll go start laughing like crazy.
Bring him in the division. Dan, he's a great guy, man.
That's fucking wild, man. You know what?
Ben
I mean,
sabotage us. Well, we're gonna look. I'm gonna hate Ben even more.
I mean, 2022 Cleveland Browns quarterback coach. If he didn't have that on his resume, I'd probably be like, maybe. But when you're a Cleveland Browns quarterback coach, was that the year with Deshaun Watson?
What year was it?
2022. Who's your quarterback?
That sounds right.
Deshaun Watson, right? You think Deshaun? Yeah, he had his worst year as a pro?
He was a tight ends coach from 2020 to 2021. He was a QB's coach in 2022, and then the one that he looked like he spent a lot of time in was the Vikings with Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
He was there from 2014 to 2019. Had different roles there, working with receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends. So, I mean, it's a variety of different roles. I mean, it's been at some very high top universities, like as far as education wise. I mean, it was at Harvard, Boston College, went to Yale. So he has some experience at some very smart schools. So we'll see. We're gonna see how this one pans out, man. I like I said, I don't love the resume. I will say I do like that he's a younger mind. He's 38 years old. I'm happy we went a younger route than getting some guy in his 60s or 70s.
Yeah, thank God.
So I'm optimistic about that. So maybe he could be, with the newer generation of football, and that he could, translate well here. But yeah, we'll see, man. That's really all I got on it, honestly. I'm just a wait and see. I know it's not a great answer, but that's just really where I'm at right now.
Yeah, 2022 is with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm with you, man. Wait and see. Yay. I'm not thrilled because they didn't. I don't feel like they fully did their due diligence, man. Because I think the whole thing of Joe Brady, if they would have taken the time and interviewed him, got everybody's thoughts, then made their hire, then I was like, okay.
I mean, in reality, I think this hire was probably in place way before today, and I think it just came official today. I mean,
Yeah.
Brady got let go of today.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get let go, but McDermott got fired, so you just assume that he's probably on the loose and that the new team is not going to keep him, right?
No, they're not.
So yeah, I mean, my guess is that they probably had this decision probably this weekend, if I had to guess, and just probably came official today.
They should release it tomorrow, man. Why today?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, shit. I mean,
We'll see how all this coaching stuff shakes up, because I think that's more the story to tell of how our reaction is going to be. Like, where's Mike McDaniel going to end up being? That's going to be a big one. Where is Joe Brady going to end up being? Where's Mike Kafka going to go? Like, I mean, Mike Kafka's not going to get a head coaching gig, but like, where are these guys going to end up going? And that's what's going to be interesting, because that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. I really am just curious to see where Mike McDaniel lands. That's the one I'm really curious on. Is he going to be a head coach, or is he going to be an OC somewhere else? Because if he's an OC somewhere else, like in Philly or in Tampa or the Chargers, I think there's going to even be more reaction from Lions fans. And I think that's more deserved than it is right now, just because we don't know.
You know what? I actually want to do a part 2 of this because I want to get Pierre's thoughts on this, because Pierre is usually the positive one. He's the one that's always looking at the bright side of everything. I want to see what he thinks about this hire, and I want to put it on the air. I want to hear his thoughts. I want to hear him. I want to hear what he has to say about this.
He'll pull some numbers out of his ass.
More than likely, he's gonna be like he's gonna love this hire. He's gonna like this hire. More than likely, he is. So if you're one of the guys that are looking for a positive answer, it's gonna be Pierre. So we're gonna do part 2 of this. I'm gonna bring him on. I'm almost confident he has something that he's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good hire. This is gonna be good. So I want to see what he says, and we're gonna talk about it, because I will
say I feel better about this than if we went and got his actual boy he wanted, Todd Monken.
Todd Monken.
I feel better about this than if it was Todd Monken.
You do? I mean, I don't even know.
I didn't want a geezer, bro. That's where I was. I didn't want.
That's true too.
I'm sick of the old minds in football, man. I don't like it, man. Head coaching is fine. I think it could work in some ways, but the OC and DC, I feel like you need the young, innovative guys that are in today's NFL. I mean, I'm not gonna say the old guys don't work. I mean, like Andy Reid is still kicking ass. Sean Payton's kicking ass right now. Like they could still work in today's generation.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I like the younger guys that are more innovative, or innovated in this generation of football. I feel like they get it a little bit more, and they're not stuck in their own ways.
Yeah, I think what was a lot going to tell is if this motherfucker's going to be in the booth or he's going to be on the floor.
I hope he better be on the fucking floor.
Every time we have a motherfucker in the booth, it never works out.
They never
Anthony's
work.
in the booth.
Yeah, wasn't Lombardi too, right?
Yeah, booth.
Yeah, Johnny Moe was in the booth. Joe
Booth,
Lombardi
no,
was in the booth.
Yes, it doesn't work. Like they better get their ass on the floor.
I think it was either Jim Bob Cooter or Joe Lombardi, one of the two. They started off on like the booth, and then they're like, "Fuck this, let me go try it out." Or it was vice versa. They started off on the field and like, "Let me go up in the booth and switch it up." But yeah, hopefully, I think from his time in Arizona, he was on the sideline though.
All right, thank God.
Yeah,
that's a positive. I mean, that's something to look forward to, guys. I mean, if he's on the floor, that's
because every picture you see him, he's usually on the field. Yeah, but I don't know if it's pregame. I want to say he's on the sideline during games, but I might be wrong there. Yeah, it looks like he's on the sideline.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely on the side. Okay, he's talking Jacoby Brissett. We're good here. He's talking Jacoby Brissett on the sideline.
Okay, good. All right, that's there we go. There we go.
We crossed off that
one off. All right, good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, now it's a completely way to see what happens, man. And like you said, is it going to be really good
or really bad?
Or really bad, yeah. And this is when you mean really bad, we're talking about really bad because
there's gonna be some comfortable conversations that people are not gonna want to talk about right now. And I fully understand if you don't want to have those conversations, but just warning you, I'm gonna come back to this day. If this does not work out, I'm gonna come back to this day. Yeah. I'm warning you guys right now. If Petzing does not work, if this team does not get back in the playoffs, there's going to be some uncomfortable conversations.
I think it's even deeper than that. You need to go one and done in the playoffs. If they go in the playoffs, go one and done. If they don't make the playoffs, there's going to be – and the offense is just looking like shit.
Sure. That's fair. That's very fair.
There's going to be a lot of conversations.
Yeah. No, that's very fair. That's very fair. But overall, like, I mean, the way I look at it, this team runs on their offense, right? That's their identity, is their offense. So if they're not in the play, or if they're in the playoffs, I have to assume the offense is good enough. I don't think the defense is getting into the playoffs. That's just how I feel right now.
Yeah. And our conference is getting tougher by the year. They better. This better be it. They better have figured this shit out. This better be their guy. This better be the hire, and it better work out. That's all I'm gonna say. It better work out.
Yeah. All right. I think that's gonna be a wrap to this. Hope you guys all enjoyed our emergency pod on Lions hiring Drew Petzing as their next offensive coordinator. And like Malcolm said, maybe we'll have a part 2 on this very soon. When we find out some more guys being hired and where they're going to end up going and whatnot. So we'll see what happens there. But one more thing I do want to mention about Petzing that people mentioned, this is not confirmed, but it looks like if people were curious if Dan Campbell or Petzing's going to plays, it looks like Campbell's handing the playbook to Petzing, that he will be calling plays for people that were curious about that. Not that was a shocker, but some people were curious.
Wait. Seriously, people were actually. If he wasn't calling the plays, I probably wasn't going to watch next year. I wouldn't have watched next year.
Yeah, no. So the thought is right now that Petzing is calling the plays next year. So there's that. But again, all right. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Potential part 2 coming back very soon. And we'll see you guys when we see you. So hope you guys all enjoy. I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Malcolm, and I am out, man. Peace.